Welcome back to Benton Homestead. Today we're just gonna jump right in. If you've been following along, you know we're in the very beginning stages of turning the garage building over at Benton Guesthouse into a shop, which means that we are going through the process of finding new homes for all the stuff that has been living in that garage. As we go through and sift out the garbage, it's basically just one massive organization project where I'm moving things from one location to its new location with other things like it. I've got everything all figured out, but it's just a matter of making space and actually moving. I'm at the point right now where I recently cleaned out 2 areas to start bringing stuff over and filling, and I've really started filling those areas already. So it's time to empty out another space. This is the side entrance at our house, the former inn that's been abandoned for 40 years. And right here with easy access to the entrance is this nice wooden cabinet here and another little wooden cabinet here. Even though we've been living at this house for some time, you know that we are working on all kinds of other projects and getting our business off the ground, so we have honestly only peeked into these cabinets. But I feel like there's going to be a lot of usable tools, and this space will be good for storing items for future projects. And we're bringing over lots of little items like this from the guest house garage. A lot of these things will be absolutely usable. We just don't currently have a space for them because they can't live in Evan's honeybee workshop, and we're turning the garage into a shop. So today, let's make room. And Bosco is supervising. For the past however many months, I've just been moving things back here and storing them. So the first thing before I can organize these cupboards is to actually regain access to the cupboards. Well, that's a little better to start with. So we bought our first abandoned house in Japan 15 months ago, and during that time I've been presented many times over with situations like this, where we're going through things that have been abandoned for decades, and it's a mix of very useful things, very cool things, antiques, junk, and garbage. So the first pass is always to just find and get rid of the garbage. Once any garbage is removed and sorted into garbage or recycling, then it's a lot easier to see what we're left with, what we can restore, use, or potentially sell in our retro shop. Here we have some new in-box items. This is a pair of pruning shears with a nice, beautiful box design. And over here we have a set of 4 table legs. These would be for a low table, perhaps something that you use in a tatami room. A random assortment of chemicals and mystery liquids. But this one here in the middle is hydrogen peroxide. That's kind of expensive here, unlike the US where it's super cheap. So I might be able to use that if I come across any more yellowed plastic that needs to be turned back to white or clear. As with most of the old fabric we find, except for certain rooms of the house, this has all been chewed up, so it looks like either moths or mice got to them. Definitely mice. This looks like some sort of gift box with jump ropes, some laundry clips, this mesh material here, a bunch of bars of soap, and this is a toilet paper dispenser. It looks brown, but it's actually brand new stainless steel, and that's a protective coating that could be peeled off. So this could definitely be used in our bathroom remodel. So because our house here was an inn and event center, we have a small army of these. I think it's safe to assume these were for cooking. I would imagine they'd be for putting some rice on top and cooking. Each one has this ceramic bit, this wooden round piece, and this metal piece sits on top of that. These little boxes holding up the shelf here are more of them brand new in the box. So maybe that'll help give us some sort of indication of the decade they're from. Another fabulous box design, and we can see these originally sold for only 1,000 yen, but these are really nice little brackets for mounting a picture on the wall. I haven't seen any in the house exactly like that, but I like the style. This is a blow-up pool floaty. What do you think, Bosco? You want to go swimming? Here we've got a set of 2 chisels in their own wooden box and some random PVC connection pieces. And this box looks like it's pieces for making fishing lures or something to do with fishing. Alright, that's all for the night. Evan got his guitar strings on, so we have to practice for our language exchange at the local library tomorrow. We're going to be reading 2 books and singing 2 children's songs.
Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Something, 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 something. Knees and toes.
Alright, another work day, and we've got some more boxes to dive into. This is a nice cardboard box that just has a few ropes in it, so I'm going to use that and start organizing as we go. This is a whole box of work gloves, and we actually just bought some identical to this, so should have looked here first. These ones fit me alright, and these pink ones say Showa.
Konnichiwa, partner.
Another great example of retro graphic design. This box is all fabrics. Let's go through and see if anything is in good condition. This one is like a work smock. They're open in the back with little ties, sort of like a hospital gown, so you can put them over whatever you're wearing if you're going to be doing something dirty. You can tell this one had a lot of use because there's some hand-sewn repairs. A true testament to a time when things were repaired and kept as long as possible. What I find interesting about this is that we think the lady of the house was a seamstress, as I'm sure many ladies were in this time period, but there's a lot of really fine handmade clothes here in the house, and then this is just very roughly sewn. This looks like my sewing skills back when I used to sew band patches on everything. This is a cute little half apron. It's got a couple of very small holes in the front, but this is something I can see myself wearing once we get chickens and I go out to collect eggs in the morning. Nothing in this small box seems to have moth damage, so I'm guessing this is a burn hole, possibly from either smoking or from working with the charcoal. This one looks a little bit more modern, but of course I have no idea what era it's actually from. It's just a really cute pattern raincoat, and I will wear this if it fits me. Well, 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 we have 3 whole sleeves of slippers here. Just a guess might be that these are bathroom slippers for the ryokan guests staying at the inn, but I'm not sure. They may also be some sort of summer slipper. The piece of newspaper crumpled inside isn't part of the paper that has a date on it, but this is what it looks like. Hi, Ponkan. Hi, baby. Bosco doesn't like change. Here we've got what I can only assume is a fishing net with some holes in it. And elsewhere in the cupboard we found a bag of replacement netting that's identical. This looks actually useful for hanging laundry. More gloves for the glove collection. Another aesthetically pleasing assortment of reused plastic bags, neatly folded and ready to be used again. Oh, I really love this old chalkboard. These appear to be spools of fishing material. These are things I've been keeping an eye out for because I saw them hung on the front of the house in some of the old photos, but they were not here anymore, so they've been stored away in this hall closet. This is quite curious, written on a piece of wood. We'll have to get this officially translated because the phone isn't doing a very good job. It says agricultural land conversion permit. It does mention Kamiura village. We are in the Kamiura Cho Inokuchi neighborhood. So I'm just not sure why this would be written on a piece of wood, but I like it. Since we've sort of suspected that this side entrance is where the family and the employees used as the main entrance of the house, it does make sense that I also found some umbrellas and handbags here in this closet right inside the side door. This is a neat foldable umbrella made out of fabric. It almost feels like a handkerchief with a nice delicate pattern on it. And here is a box for clearly a special umbrella. I'm going to go ahead and say this light fixture probably can't be used anymore, but based on our experience with things here, I'm guessing that it would probably still work. I'll recycle the metal bits and the light bulb, but I'm going to keep this cover because it's the same as some of the other light covers found throughout the house. These batteries are probably here, waiting to be recycled for over 40 years. Please, let's just take a moment to really enjoy this box design. Look at the typeface for foot pump. That's incredible. I love it. Also, the pump itself is just really cool. And one of our little grandma bikes has a flat tire, so I think we can put this to use right away. I think this is a bag of little blue and pink decorative food and water dispensers for small animal cages. Is that what I'm looking at here? Here we have a canvas apron. This is a whole bag of thin fabric scraps. I'm going to guess that these are used for tying bags or packages or that sort of thing. Just another example of creatively reusing items and never throwing them away. Unfortunately, this piece of fabric is really stained, but I'm not even sure what it's used for. It was clearly made for something very specific. It's got an odd shape, little button clasps, and the front has a really cute hand embroidery pattern. These 6 boxes up here are all serving trays. The newspaper they're wrapped in is from the year Showa 52, which is in the 70s. They're all black and square. They seem to be in pretty good shape, but they might just be plastic, although they sort of look like the wooden lacquerware, but I don't think that's what these are. Trademark topaz flakes. Now I just came across a box that I almost just threw out the whole thing because it looked like it was only made up of these old plastic ropes all tied together, but underneath I found some cool things for the house. Unfortunately, this box has a really strong smell of mouse, but this is some cool old stuff, so I'm going to really carefully go through it. This is something I've never seen before. You see the Mitsubishi logo there on the left-hand side, and a little housewife doing something. And inside are these teal, it looks like vinyl strips. On the back of the box you can see the picture instructions there. It looks like they're putting the vinyl strips over a piece of bamboo, pouring boiling water on it, and then it's like a shrinky-dink or something, and it shrinks into place so your bamboo pole can become, I don't know, a more sanitary bamboo mop or broom or something like that. Now this looks promising. This is a giant box with a big machine inside that says Cook Helper. It's stuffed with some plastic and fabric, and we see it's got a mixing tool there and what appears to be a big mixing bowl. It's got a big on-off switch on the back. Does seem to be just some sort of mixer. That's pretty nice. Well, that's one whole side cleaned out. Not that anything has actually really been cleaned. I'm just sort of making a big mess as I go, somewhat organizing it. I think that's going to be it for today. I'm going to clean up the mess that I've made and then get started tomorrow filling the shelves back up with stuff that I want to keep here. You can see these next few shelves are also just assortments of random tools, lots of things to clean and organize and decide what stays and what goes. You might remember this fishing net from the cleaning out of the garage, which is now our honeybee workshop. I found one more fishing net that needs all those lead pieces removed, and a very heavy can full of already dismantled pieces. We'll combine that with all this lead for our next metal run. I don't know if you know this, but lead is super heavy. Thought I'd start today by just cleaning everything out so then I can go through it. This is probably my favorite thing that we found in the closet here. Some of you might remember this from a previous video. We found a few dozen, but here we have a whole box full. These are chopstick sleeves from our house, the former Matsuoka Ryokan, because they also did bento lunches. We know that they did sashimi. I'm not sure if they did anything else, but they were known for sashimi and did bento lunches for the farmers throughout the neighborhood. I don't know what I'm going to do with the whole box of these, along with the whole box of matchbooks that we found, but trust me, we will figure out some way to preserve them. The bottom shelf had just a cute assortment of little glass jars and metal tins full of neatly organized nails and screws. I'm just going to make a pass through and determine what is potentially usable. It doesn't look like there's any garbage left in this. I think we've gotten rid of most of the garbage. So, just going to do a little organizing. I honestly don't know if I'll even get through this in one day. This is a lot. Alright, that did take me most of the day, but as you can see, I only ended up with about one bag of garbage. Not everything is perfectly organized yet, but at least I know what things are going out to the workshop. This here is all gardening stuff. These are also gardening tools. I found these in a box of screws and they will help repair the pruners. There's actually a lot of really useful stuff in here. None of this is garbage. We found these really cool brass and copper pulleys. These are for repairing the sliding screen or glass doors and windows. I found a cool Ultraman button, and this is a key that has our neighbor's workshop name on it. And this is just a cool box of stuff I set aside that I thought was particularly cool, so I'll be putting those to use. Now I just need to do a quick organization of these hand tools, and I'm going to call it a day. Alright folks, this project was put on a temporary hold because we had a film crew here for the past 2 days, filming a little TV spot for American television. But you can see where I left off here. All the shelves are clean and I've started neatly packaging and organizing things here. So this is going to be our house project and tool overflow. But this is an ongoing project and it feels like this is a good place to end this video. So where we pick up next time, I'm going to start by organizing and going through this small cupboard here to make room for the rest of the stuff that I have to bring over from the Benton Guesthouse garage. Coming up soon will also be a bit of a smaller part of the project. It's just going through this shoe cupboard here in our doma. Also, we finally found the time to take another load of scrap metal down to the scrap metal yard, which of course helps with organizing out here and things look a little bit cleaner. So another video coming up soon is going to be talking about recycling and our ongoing disposal costs versus scrap metal income.
Well, finally found some good ham in the Japanese grocery store, so I'm gonna munch on this. See y'all next time.
Hi, Bosco boy.